think it's time to part ways, break up, be done, be over, not worry anymore about it. We are going to get brutal with my houseplants. There are more that I need to get out of my home, away from my collection, just gone. This past month has been chaos in terms of me being busy and like things going on in life, and I've just like not had as much time to focus on plant care. And I feel like it's during those time periods where it becomes like very obvious to me which plants I'm focusing on and which plants I'm just like not necessarily ignoring or neglecting, but not caring about. I'm sure loads of you probably relate. I'm not the only one to go through this struggle. And I feel like last year I was really great about decluttering and not bringing too much into the collection. But things are just growing here, which is great, fantastic, love that. But it's time to declutter once again and do a bit of a plant purge. And so I have gathered, I think, about 15 plants here to show you, and we can talk about why I am no longer in love with them. Oh, that's what's happening. If you don't know me already, you haven't seen me before, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanty content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanty journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos and subscribe to my channel. If you are not new here, welcome back. I really appreciate you returning. Now let us get into these plants that I need out of my life. I guess let's start on like kind of a crazy note, because why the frick not? Starting out with this Monstera Ty constellation. And I have my like huge big one that is just out of frame in this shot, but I have my huge big one that I absolutely love. And I also have this one. Sorry for the jump cut, my doorbell just went and I'm not going to subject you to the hell that is our doorbell buzzer thing. But we were talking about this Monstera Ty constellation that I have that is just like, it's rooted phenomenally in here. That's actually like profound rootage, which is fantastic, but at the same time, like it's not, like it's growing really weird. It's suddenly decided to put out like 2 new growth points down here when like I didn't lose the top growth point. So I'm very confused by it, and like I just find myself not caring for it, not doing anything to sort it out. I think, when was it? Maybe like December or January time. Several months ago, I like tried to put this one into a better situation, and that's why it's in this pot, because it was like heavily root bound before. I mean, it's overgrowing again. I feel like it's only focusing on putting out root growth, not actual growth. And so I tried to like rescue it, revive my love for it, and it has just not succeeded. I do not care about this one at all, which feels really, really weird to say about a Monstera Ty constellation, which, like a few years back, I would have laughed in my face for saying that. Like, I cannot believe, that statement has just come out of my mouth. But I've just been really, really struggling to love this one, and maybe it's that I'm not growing it in the right conditions. I feel like I am. I don't, like, it's under grow lights, it's getting enough water, I think. I'm just over it. Similarly, I am over my scalpum. I think a few of these are actually plants that I have tried to revive in previous sort of houseplant rescue videos, and I feel like they get to the point that they need rescuing because sometimes I'm not giving them the right care. Other times they're just maybe not the right plants for me in my collection. And I feel like the scalpum is the latter. I have tried so much with this one to get it to grow and be happy, and while it is putting out a new leaf, maybe I guess I can wait until that leaf comes out to like get rid of it, but I just have not been able to grow this one in a way that feels worthwhile to me. And I love Alacasias. I am one of the biggest Alicasia fans. I love them so much. I want to do my Alicasia ranking video at some point and like show you and go through all of them, and like, because I've got some amazing Alacasias. I love them. This one is not one of them. And it has just been a constant struggle for me from the very beginning since I got it originally. I've just not been able to keep it growing well, and I don't care. This next one will also be an absolute shock to a lot of you, because this was a wish list plant of mine a couple years back, and I have been struggling with it for years. For years I've been struggling with the variegated Hoya compacta, and it has just been the biggest freaking struggle of all in Hoyas. Like, in general, I know Hoyas tend to grow quite slow. I know compactas grow quite slow. I know variegated plants grow quite slow, so it's like slow on top of slow on top of slow. It's just not doing well. I know it had flat mites at one point, and we got rid of them, I believe. As far as I know, got rid of them on all the rest of my plants, so I don't see why they would only be on this one. Maybe they are, but I really don't think so. I do think I will give this to a friend, though, potentially Claire, because I think she just got a compacta variegata, and like maybe she can add this one into hers or something. But it's like, it's grown leaves, but then it's like sparsed out again. And I just feel like I've tried with it so many times that I'm just over it. I am done trying to get this one to grow well. And like, maybe one day if I can get myself like a nice big beautiful one that's already big and beautiful, and like I don't need to take literally decades to grow nicely, because that's what it seems like this one's gonna take, then maybe I'll have another one. But for now, this one is just, it just does my freaking head in, and I don't want to look at it anymore. I don't want it in my cabinet. I don't want it in my house. I don't want it. I told you, I'm being brutal. Like, I am just like done with these things. Another Hoya that I'm done with, the Hoya Australas Lisa. I do not care. I don't care at all for this one. It was like so low down on my rankings, not to spoil my Hoya ranking video. That was like a few months back. It's just so low down. And I don't think about this one ever. I don't think about it in terms of like Hoyas that I know and love and have and like want to cherish. It's fine. It's my only Hoya I actually have in semi-hydro, and it's, I think, been loving that. Oop, it is very dry. That's a me problem. But like, it doesn't look like it's like going downhill or anything. It doesn't feel super dry, which is great. But I'm just like, I'm over it. I don't need it. I don't, like, it's at the back of a shelf, and I don't find myself, like, when I think of my collection, this is not one that I'm like really proud of or anything like that. And so I just don't need that in my life. Should we go for the biggest plant here, which is going to be absolutely impossible to show you the whole thing of, because it is massive. Maybe let me scoot you back for a second. Temporary situation, because what is this? So this is my Anthurium Crystallinum, and I hate how it looks. And I think I've hated how it looks like this for years. And like, it has, oh gosh, something's falling. Don't fall and make a mess, please. Okay, good. Didn't make a mess, but did fall. Trap you back there. I've been hating the way this one's been growing for years. It just grows so spread out, and it like takes up so much space, and I'm sure I could probably like rein it all in, but I don't even feel like that's worth it. And I think I'm also like doing something wrong humidity wise with this one. You can see it's got like crispy edges. It's had a few like new leaves come in that have just like immediately died off. Maybe, do I want to like start over with this one? I don't know. It's popping out some inflorescence at the minute, so like I don't even really feel like I want to pollinate it. I've pollinated it before, and like that was fun and all, with its own pollen, and like got seeds from it and everything. But I just don't feel the need to, like, whenever I see a new leaf coming out on this one, I'm not excited about it. And to me, that means it's time to leave the collection. I could use these pots, I could use the space it's in for something else that I am growing, that I am loving, that takes up more space. Does that make sense? I feel like that's just, it's good to accept these things. And I think I've known this about this one for quite a long time, and I've kind of just been putting it off because it's a plant that like so many people want so badly, and people really love. And so I'm like, I should love it too, but I don't. And I am finally accepting that, making my peace with the fact that the crystallinum just like might not be for me. It was for me for so long as well. It was doing so well, and now it's just like, whatever, I'm done with it. Scoot you back in, and we can talk about this next one, which again is grown really, really well for me. It has grown phenomenally. This is my Synapsis Jade Satin, and it has gone around this trellis it's on for frickin' years. I cannot take it off of this trellis without literally cutting up the trellis or cutting up the plant, and it has grown further off of it. It was sitting in the back of my greenhouse cabinet before I did that whole greenhouse cabinet refresh video, and I just don't know if I need it anymore. I love Synapsis as a genus. It's one of my absolute favorite genuses, genre, however you say it. It's one of my favorites, and I love my sort of big mixed pot of them and whatnot. But this one, I don't feel like I need to have it. It's also my only Synapsis in semi-hydro. It's not in like a proper self-watering pot, just sort of like a makeshift normal pot with a reservoir, which could potentially be why, I was gonna say why something's going wrong. Nothing's going wrong with it. It's growing really, really well, and I've like literally ignored it, and it's still just like putting out crazy vines that I can tangle back and forth on this. But it's just a bit of one that I just don't care about. And now I'm getting nervous that it's got spider mites, but I genuinely don't think it does. No, I think it's just a bit dusty because I've not paid attention to it in a little while. But I just put that there. We don't need it. Tuck it away. It's just not for me anymore, and I think that's okay. I think learning that about myself is good to learn, I guess. Next to it, we've got this guy who has been doing like really well in my collection and has been a pleasure to grow. It's actually two separate plants in here. This one on my left. I don't know if it's showing up left on your side or not. My left, this guy is a Pepperomia Hope, and on the right it's the Incana, I believe, both of which are velvet leafed peperomias, and they have the absolute softest, velvetiest leaves. Like, I could stroke this one all day. It is so soft, both of them, and that's literally the only reason why I'm keeping it, or I have been keeping it for the past few years. I think it is cool and different, but I feel like I don't really like the sort of growth pattern of it. Like, it grows kind of similar to how cane begonias grow, and I like it in cane begonias. Maybe it's because I like their foliage a little bit better, but I just feel like I'm not as impressed with it on these peperomias. And maybe it's just that I'm not the best at peperomias in general. I think I've got another peperomia on here that I'll show you next as well that I just don't really think that it's for me. Also, their stems are both really soft as well. Also, are these even different types of plants? Like, they look the same, but they also look different. I don't know. I was given / sold them differently, so like maybe they are different, maybe they're the same. Not my problem because I don't want it anymore. But yeah, I want them, but I don't want them. Oh gosh, and now it's like gotten too heavy for itself in its pot, and I've knocked a leaf off, and bleh. The other peperomia probably comes to no surprise because I really freaking wanted this one for a while because I think they look so cool. It's the Pepperomia Hope, and I bought myself this as something that I wanted to try out, and I don't think I've given it its best life. I know for a fact that it's not been its happiest in my care, but I have tried like changing things up. I've tried to rehab this one. I've given it haircuts. I've popped it in better locations. I've popped it in better soil. It's got better light where it is now. And I'm still just not loving it. It is growing better. It is popping out slightly better growth than before. Like, it's actually popping out growth, as opposed to before it was just kind of putting out these like really long runners and the leaves would fall off, which kind of sucked. But I don't think I think peperomias just aren't my jam. Which, I mean, I love my giant sarcophylla. That one's phenomenal. But I don't really feel like I need more than just that one. And part of me only likes that one because it is uncommon and like so unlike other peperomias, because it's got those like big like dinner plate leaves, which I find really fascinating. Whereas like these guys, they're so small. And while I like how they're like thick and coin-like, it doesn't excite me, and I feel like these things are just kind of taking up space in my home that could be used for things that I care about more and that are growing and I want to see continue to succeed. Does that make sense? Okay. We can do the one that fell over. This is some sort of mixed Senio. I cannot for the life of me remember what type it is. I literally always forget what type it is, and I think that's a symptom as well of me not liking the plant that much because I haven't been bothered to remember its name. I know it's a Senio, but that's about it. And I've got two in here, one that's non-variegated and one that's variegated, and I used to have two separate plants of them, and then I joined them together in hopes that joining them would help me like them more. And I don't think it has. I've kind of just like let it grow all scraggly. I love the pot it's in. I think it's really cute. It's a little cauldron pot, but this just feels like a mess that I don't want or need or care for in any way. And it's also like it's gone and lost a bunch of its sort of lower leaves, and you can't tell very well because it's so tangly up in there that like you don't really notice it, which is good. It makes it not look as bad, but I just feel like somebody could love these plants so much more than me, and I think that's the key, and it's something I learned last year, is that I will feel so much better having got rid of all of these or some of them. I'll feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders, and I'm also giving somebody a plant that they'll love, and so it'll be going to a better home. And then if they kill it, that's up to them, whether or not they want to, like, what they want to do with it. Once the plant is out of my care, it's out of my care. I don't care what you do with it. If you can give it away later, you can kill it, you can keep it alive forever. That's up to you. But in my home, they're not doing well, and so I kind of just want to get them into a place that is loving for them. Next up, this guy, which I tried to make myself love it. This is the Pinata Loum. Tried to make myself love it by putting it onto a nice front opening moss pole, hopefully getting it to size up. I think it's done really well, considering. I just think I struggle in general with many types of philodendrons, and it's usually the philodendrons that have these super long petioles. I just feel like it looks scraggly and messy, and I genuinely don't even think having it on a moss pole in sort of good light is helpful enough for this one to not be scraggly. Because like even at the bottom, when the internodal space is like tighter, the leaves are still like this really long petiole and like not huge, and it has matured a little bit, which is awesome. Oh no, that's just diatomaceous earth. Ooh, I'm scaring myself. I used diatomaceous earth in my home against ants a while back, and it's like this like fine white powder that I kind of sprayed in places, and one of them was around this one, and so I thought maybe it had spider bites, but it's genuinely just diatomaceous earth, which would kill any spider bites if there were any. So luckily there's not, but it's just unfortunate. I feel like I've not wasted this pole, because it's obviously loving this, but if I do give this away to someone, I'm gonna take the pole. I'll wrap it up in like cling film or whatever for someone, so it's like a giant air layered thing. Maybe I would like it better if it was like multiple strands on the pole and it like filled out a little bit more and was like bushier. There's potential for that, but as it is right now, I don't. This one is a weird one, because there are things that I really, really like about this plant. This is my Philodendron Florida Ghost. And as you can see, I remember when I air layered those, when it was coming off of this trellis, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna air layer it and cut it. Did not water those air layered bits at all. Though one of them looks like it's rooting a little bit, so like maybe I could, I don't know. But I have since been giving it brighter light, and it has been giving me lighter leaves, which I've been enjoying. I really like the sort of light, speckly, ghostly leaves on it. Like the mintiness, love. But what is this form? Again, it's that sort of philodendron weirdness with the long petioles that I don't like, and I don't feel like I need to have in my collection. And it just feels like it's a bit lost on me. And I know it would probably benefit from a moss pole, but I feel like similar to the Pinata Loum that I just showed you, I would put it on a pole and I would be feeling the sort of same about it, unless I like really, really, really like chopped it heavily and like multiple plants in going up this moss pole, and so it was like really bushy. Oh, maybe I should do that. I could like check out my air layered sections and like get it rooted elsewhere. Maybe I don't want to give it up. I did also accidentally let it get burned on the grow light because it was touching it, which is like completely my bad, but I don't know. This is the first one I've like been able to talk myself out of getting rid of it. Just by like giving myself more work to do, which I totally can do. I can do plant chores, that's fine. Maybe that'll be sort of my last go with it. I've got a spider on my hand. I know there's a spider in this pot, not a spider mite, just a normal spider. But I think this will be my last go with it, my last sort of what I can do to hopefully make myself fall in love with this plant again, because I do think it is a really cool one, but it might just be really cool for somebody else and not me. But I'm gonna try it. I will try it, and I will give it a go, and like cross my fingers that I can make it work and start to love it again. But in its current state, I wouldn't be mad to lose its current form. And so maybe chopping it up is the right answer there. This one is a little bit of a surprise to me, but when I was going around my collection to like think about the plants for this video that I'd be willing to get rid of, I walked past my mixed pot of Hoya Publix, and I would not be sad if this wasn't here. Which is kind of sad in its own right. Again, that's just diatomaceous earth. They're not mealybugs or anything. Again, I was dealing with ants on it. I found they really liked Hoyas because of the like flower sap or whatever. So I got rid of them on this one at this point. So no pests or anything, just a bunch of diatomaceous earth. But I've been growing this one for so long, and I've got so many different types of Publicalyx in here. And I think that's the only thing that's been keeping me going with this one, is that it's got a bunch of different memories from like different plant swaps that I've done and stuff like that. The original plant I got was from Claire, like years and years and years ago. But having like occasional good memories, is that enough to keep a plant that I'm not paying enough attention to? And I know part of that is because it's in one of these hanging pots that doesn't have like a cash pot, and so I do not water it enough. I know that for a fact because I cannot water it the same way I water the rest of my collection, and so it ends up getting underwatered a little bit. But I just still, even if I was watering this the right amount, I don't think I need it anymore. Which is weird. I've just like kind of fallen out of love with it. Sad, but true. Okay, how many more do I have? I just feel like it's a never-ending list. Let's go here next. This makes me sad because I absolutely, again, love Alacasias. My Alicasia Melo, I mean, that makes me like it slightly better already. My Alicasia Melo, I have been struggling with Melos so much in the time I've had them. I've had so many different ones, and I have struggled with every single one. Not a single one has been able to give me like that cool mellow growth that you see over on Instagram that looks awesome. Hasn't happened, and I feel like this is the final straw with me in mellows. Because like, look how cool this texture is. It's like so fun and funky and weird, and I love it. But like, I cannot get this one to grow well. I cannot get it out of the 2-leaf club. I cannot get it to size up. I cannot get it to stop being leggy and awkward and weird growing. And so it's like, at what point do I cut my losses? I think the point is now, genuinely. And I know I've got some like baby corms from another friend from a different plant. Like, I just have to keep trying different plants, because if I took corms from this one, I know the genetics aren't going to be that much or any better at all, because this one's genetics were a bit. So I just have to keep getting them from new people and hope that the next one works out better. But this one just like, it hasn't. This little guy here is a Monstera EC7, I believe. It was a plant swap plant that I got, and when it's like really dehydrated, you can kind of see these leaves are not firm and going a little bit yellow at the minute. That's a me issue. But I just, in general, don't think Monsteras are my favorite genus. I generally struggle with them quite a bit and have had lots of issues growing them. And like, I don't find them as exciting as I would want to, unfortunately. And so I think while this is a cool, like, rare Monstera type, that was literally the only reason why I was keeping it, because it was rare and weird and no one else has it, which, like, I don't think is a good enough reason for me to keep something that I don't, like, absolutely love. If I absolutely love it, fine, I can keep it forever. That's great. But if I'm just a bit, like, so-so about it, keeping a rare plant just because it's rare, it just makes it not worth it, I feel like. And then the final one, which I was actually somewhat surprised that I pulled this one out as well, because I've had it for such a long time. But this is my variegated philodendron burla marks, and it's just a bit of a tangled mess. And I think it's a really cool plant. I like the, like, sort of variegation on it. Normally I'm not a sort of yellow variegation gal, not normally my thing, but on this one I feel like it's okay. But I've kept this one because I find the growing pattern so weird. It's basically exponential. From every single growth point, it will put out, or from every single node nearly, it'll put out a second growth point, which is fun and different and weird. But I don't really feel like I am loving it as much as it needs. It is, again, currently dehydrated, meaning that I've not put the effort into making sure it's staying, like, moist enough. It's kind of just been giving me, like, crappy leaves for a while now. Like, the new growth on it is not always fantastic, and I feel like that is, it bums me out. And maybe this is one that would go better on, like, a stake or a pole, and I know I'm growing it trailing, which is not its sort of, like, typical growth pattern. That's not its ideal or preferred. And so maybe if I grew it a different way, similar to, like, the Florida Ghost, popped down a pole or something, that would change. But with the Florida Ghost, I really like the coloration and the leaf shape. I feel like it's fun and different. With the burla marks, it just doesn't feel fun and different enough to get me past that line of wanting to take the time to sort it out. So maybe it's just time for me to be done with the burla marks. And, like, it is a little bit sad because I got it at my first another plant swap, which was, like, in 2021, and I got it from Memo, who I love, Houseplanty Goodness. He's fantastic, and so it's, like, kind of nice to have a plant from his collection, because he's a friend. But, like, do I need it? Do I need to have the plant, like, or can I just have a friendship without having the plant? Probably that one. And so I think it's time for me and the burla marks to part ways, break up, be done, be over, not worry anymore about it. And, like, getting rid of all of this stuff would create so much space, which would be awesome. Speaking of, normally I would say I'd be open to, like, mailing plants to people and stuff, but since all of these are quite large, typically quite awkward shaped plants, I'm not going to be selling them via post, because I don't have the sort of boxes or capacity to deal with that right now, honestly. If anyone is London based and you're interested in any of these, I'll sell them to you for a really good price. We can like arrange some sort of like local collection to me, and I can get them out of my hands and into yours if that's something you're interested in. But obviously not very many of you are local, so totally get it. But hit me up on Instagram if you're interested in any of them. We could potentially arrange something and I can get these plants to a new good home. That would make me happy. Basically, I want all of these plants to have good lives, and they're not having good lives in my home, and so they need to go have good lives in somebody else's home. So that is where we are with it. I'm just feeling done with them. So that is it. That is the end of all of these plants journeys with me. I feel like this process was slightly cathartic, and I feel like I've given myself permission to get rid of them, which I don't always do. I like try and hold on to things and like give them one last chance over and over again until they make me want to just throw them straight in the bin. So hopefully, luckily I don't think we've gotten to the point in this where they're like unsalvageable, so they can go to new homes. But that is it for this video. Before I go, I want to say a huge thank you to Anna M for joining in over on my Patreon. If anyone here is interested in joining my Patreon, it is £3 a month, and for that you get all of the things. Bonus content, live chats, access to the Discord server, voting polls where you can choose which videos I make, generally good times. It's there if you want it, but totally don't worry if that is not your thing. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on other houseplanty things you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. I hope you're having a fantastic day, a fantastic month, and are feeling hopefully a little bit better in your collection than I am at the minute. And I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to keep growing. Bye!